boring. Just some quick little modeling things. I'm gonna just hit in edit mode, and I'm gonna hit Control R, and when you roll over any edge, it tries to cut across, and you can use your mouse wheel to turn this up a little bit. Turned it up like 2 notches. Click, slide these around. I'm just gonna hit right click to end it. I'm gonna do the same thing in the opposite direction, and get some more subdivisions there. And then just to make things a little more interesting, I'm going to grab one of these wall parts at the end here and extrude a little bit. I'll just hit E, and then like 2, 4, 4, minus. You can always hit the minus after the fact, and there it is, like a little alcove there. That'll make it a little more interesting. And then let's pitch the roof a little bit. What I'm going to do is grab the vertices across the top here. I'm going to hit G, go up a little bit, grab direction, and then mount. So, got a little bit of a roof. Still have no windows in here. So what I'm going to do is just go back into face mode and not do it. Grab these top faces. Nice that you can select them from the outside. And I'm going to do a couple things here. I'm going to inset them. Now, when you go to inset, a lot of times nothing happens because you have to kind of grab this thing and move your mouse, or it doesn't do what you want it to. So don't fret. Go a little bit, and then I'm going to give you this little menu you can open up. And I don't want them all together. I want them done individual. So click that. Now I've got little individual panels like that. I can adjust how much big I want these skylights to be. Pretty cool. And then one last thing I'll do is extrude them, I should say outward, but like inward a little bit, just so that there's a frame, a little bit of a frame that doesn't look like a paper thin wall. So to do that, I'm going to use the extrude along normals option here. And I like this one because they don't go straight up. They actually go along the direction
face normals.
Face.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then the last thing I'm going to do is actually just delete those faces. X faces. And so now I've got holes for light to come through above. Now, it also might be a little more interesting to have a little bit of light on the walls. If you're building a VR space, one of the conundrums you might run into is like, okay, I know what I want to make, but the background, what am I going to do for the background? I don't want to have to like build an entire landscape to be out of. So a lot of times people will use like a sky box or a sky dome of sorts. But if you take my advice, one way around that is to not let you really see out the window. Make them too high, like you're in a basement or a garage or something. So I'm going to hit Control R again while I'm in edit mode. And I'm going to cut all the way around the whole building like that. So I'm going to hit click once, and then this time I'm actually going to slide it up out there. Because I want to split these walls up a little bit. Now it kind of bugs me, guys. I'm going to grab those points that are up there, level with the lines. Fix thing mode. Pull over one of these level. I feel better about that already. Then the last thing I'm going to do is go back into face mode and select these little windows around the outside. Maybe I'll do N1. Those two. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to inset faces, but set it to. I also went way too far. And then I'll do the same thing. I'm going to extrude them out along their normals.
Yeah, Samsora mentioned in chat that in Half-Life Alyx, they have windows that contribute lighting, but they're just kind of blanked out white, so you can't see through them. So you can kind of get the light coming in through them, but they don't actually look like windows.
Frosted glass.
Exactly,
kind of.
Yeah.
I actually really like that technique. Was really effective. For indoors, it still felt like there was light coming, but a lot of that had to do with the quality of the light, like sort of a soft and like cool light. contrasts with the interior warm light.
Yeah, in one of the tutorials you did, the earlier on ones, you used an HDR light map to kind of create just the basic background lighting. I don't know if you were planning on doing that
I
with
am
this, but
actually
I
planning on
think
doing that. I think that's a
yeah,
great
cool. So
technique.
yeah,
And
and I
it
think
saves you,
that'll really help with just kind of providing a natural backdrop for all this stuff. You can have all the natural lighting kind of coming in, and then you can accent it with additional scene lights.
yeah.